Hey guys, what's going on? So inside the GSD program lately, we've been doing a lot of work on how to use AI, artificial intelligence tools such as Chat GPT, to start to enhance or replace the need for certain overhead and tasks. So what we've done recently a lot of is writing content. You know, one of the hardest things that people in digital businesses like agencies, SMMAs, online coaching business and stuff have to do, that you have to do, is write long form social media posts, because every time you go to sit down, it takes a lot of time, you have to think it through, and it just gives a lot of people a headache, you know? And so what we've looked into specifically, and what I'm gonna show you today, is how to use Chat GPT to write these posts for you, or at the very least get you 80 to 90% of the way there, and then you just have to tweak it a little bit to make it fit your style and be okay to post. Before I dive into that, guys, as always, you know, we've set this channel up specifically to impart my 10 years of knowledge running a digital marketing agency and my 3 to 4 years of knowledge running an online coaching business, both at multiple 7 figures, to give that knowledge away to you for free. All that we ask in return is for you to smash that subscribe button to the channel, and all that is so that next week or tomorrow when we drop our shorts, and then next week when we drop another long form video just like this, you'll get a notification to hop in here and get that knowledge for free. The stuff that we're giving away here, you would have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to access, because, and how do I know that? It's because we've done that ourselves. We paid for it and we've charged for it, so we know that's what it would take. So if you want to get that kind of knowledge for free right here on this channel, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button. All right, let's dive into this, guys. We're going to talk today again about how to use Chat GPT to write long form social media posts for things like Facebook and Instagram for you, so that it takes 80 to 90% of the effort out. So let's jump in. I've written a few prompts here for you guys so that we can actually make this work quickly. And I want to show you guys, go over not only the prompts, but the purpose for the prompt. So prompt number 1, how we get started. What we're trying to do is set your prospects' common objections or mindset issues and generate ideas for metaphors. Now, real quick, this is a type of content that we talk about inside of the GSD that's actually called Teach Them How to Think content. What we're doing with this is we're trying to use long form story posts or long form metaphor posts or document type posts to teach our prospects, our audience, how to think differently about things that might be holding them back. So in this sense, case, what we're doing is we're actually trying to combat common objections or fix common mindset issues in our audience before we ever even interact with them. So in this case, what we'll find is that our sales team, right, in the GSD and in our agency and stuff, will note that, you know, we're running into people with a money scarcity issue, imposter syndrome issue, waiting for the perfect situation. So trying to make everything be perfect before they actually do it. That's a more general way of saying it's a think about it objection, right? These are issues and mindset issues that our prospects are dealing with that our sales team has fed back to us. So we want to try and write some content that will teach them to think differently about that. We've done this quite effectively. So we had a lot of people that were coming in and saying, you know, we bought a lot of other programs. You guys look amazing. Everything looks great, but we've used a lot of other programs and I just don't know if I want to do another one. And for a whole year, we used a couple of metaphor posts that were generated in this very kind of way that actually allowed people to get rid of that objection. We haven't heard that in about a year now since then. So we posted consistently using that metaphor. What the metaphor was is 2 people go to a gym, right? And they have the exact same equipment. They have the exact same time in there, same body type, same motivation, same everything across the board. But one person actually leaves the gym after a while with the body of their dreams, and the other one stuck right where they were before. What's the difference? And the difference is that one person actually had a cheat sheet. They had a person, a trainer, a personal trainer, show them how to use those tools, those strategies that both of them had successfully because they'd done it before. So one person was able to use those things strategically, and the other was stuck wandering from chest to legs to arms all over the place, not knowing how to use the tools. So even though they had the same tools, same strategy, same stuff, it was the person who had the coach that showed up with them and stood beside them and helped them use the tools that was able to achieve success. We use that metaphor a lot to show people that the differentiator factor here is that myself and Rahul, the 2 people that run the GSD, actually show up and attend the calls and hold your hand and can give you true insight for when it doesn't work. And that helped us combat our common objections. And honestly, our sales team hasn't reported one of those in quite some time just by using that. So let's take this prompt number 1, and go over here. For you, obviously what you would do is you'd switch out these right? These mindset issues for whatever your common objections or mindset issues for your people are. And what we're trying to do here is just get the ball rolling. We just want to start getting ideas. So we're saying create a list of 5 metaphors that align with these for each of the mindset issues listed above. And we hit enter. Let's see what it comes up with. While it's generating that, we'll go to number 2. So number 2 here is generate ideas for hooks for these metaphors. So again, we're just trying to build on this. Now what we're actually going to do for this, generate 10 headline options for the strongest metaphors above. We're actually going to go ahead and pick a couple of the strongest metaphors ourselves so that we're not just trying to get it to decide for us. So as you can see, it's generating quite a few, right? It's 5 metaphors for each of these issues. We got 1, 2, and 3. So let's see, money scarcity. Sailing on a boat, on a small boat in a vast ocean. We have a scarcity mindset towards money. It's like navigating on a small boat with limited resources. Closed fist, holding onto money with a tight grasp. Drunken, drought-stricken land. Imagine your financial situation as a drought-stricken land to illustrate the feeling of scarcity. Just as the land scarcity meant, not huge on those ones. A masked ball, juggling act, house of cards. Imposter syndrome can make you feel like your accomplishments and achievements are built on a fragile foundation. So you may doubt your qualifications and believe one lack. That could be a good one. Swimming against the current. Constantly trying, waiting for the perfect situation. Let's see, frozen in ice. Navigating a maze with no end. Waiting for the stars to align. Waiting for the green light at a traffic signal situation. Let's regenerate. I'm actually not happy with really any of those. So let's hit the regenerate button and go again. Closed fist, is that the same thing? Drought in a desert, closed fist, and starving artist. I kind of feel like that just is exactly what just happened. Masked performer, jigsaw pieces with missing puzzle, glass house, frozen lake. Imagine a frozen lake that represents a mindset of waiting for the perfect situation. Perpetual traffic light. Wilted flower, empty theater. Waiting for the perfect situation before taking a well, these metaphors are subjective. It can vary on this. So let's go with starving artist. Starving artist struggling to make ends meet embodies the mindset of money scarcity. We're creative individuals. Shattered out. You know what? Honestly, let's regenerate again. That was the 3rd time, but I'm not. It's just saying the same thing. Empty wallet. Completely no cash. Okay, let's try this again. Redo the metaphors. Let's try this. Create. Do this here, and we'll say create a line with each of the mindset issues above from the perspective of a business. And this is a good reminder, guys, that these tools are only as good as the prompts that you give them. And that's what makes the difference between somebody who can actually make this work and somebody who can't, right? Sometimes you're going to run into these issues and you're going to have to actually go ahead and change them up a little bit to be specific to business. So let's see what we got. Leaky bucket. Visualize the running holes, value of resource and profits. The metaphor signifies the inability to retain earnings and find thin profit margins, desert marketplace, sinking ship. Imagine a business that is gradually sinking, struggling to stay afloat. The metaphor signifies the urgency to address money scarcity before it goes under. Dwindling is a revenue stream. Yep. The metaphor represents the challenge of a financially scarcity in business. I like this one. And let's pick another one. Paralysis by analysis is a good one too. Locked strategy vault, stalled engine, sleeping giant is a good one. There's a waiting for the perfect situation to awaken, waiting room mentality, as if it were waiting a perfect moment to be called forward. I like that one too. All right, so we got a couple good ones now. So we come over here and we say this. Now let's take this. Please generate 10 headlines for the following 2 metaphor. So we picked the 2 that we liked. So the 2 that I liked was waiting room mentality, and 2 was, I think this one up here was the where was it? Financial desert. This one, dwindling revenue stream, or leaky challenges of financial scarcity, resource become limited, making yeah, this one here. Let's see what it comes up with for this. Now what are we doing, guys? Again, options. We're just trying to find ones that work, right? So it takes a little bit, and then you get options for headlines as well, because this is going to be the more powerful part of your thing on social media, guys. Is always going to be the headline, the offer, right? 90% of your effort should really go into, and that's why we're spending so much time on picking the right metaphor, picking the right headline here. This is what people read. When you look on a mobile phone now, when you see it, you got to click that see more button to get past this. 90% of the effort of actually getting people to read your stuff is going to be through this. And we go down here. What's the purpose of prompt 3? It's to train Chat GPT on your writing style and generate a first draft of the copy. Here are 2 recent posts I made so that you can write in my style, and I give it examples. Okay, so I took some of my top performing longer form posts, and this is actually the metaphor I was just telling you guys about, right? And I give it to it. So post example 1, post example 2. Then I say at the bottom, create me a similar one using this metaphor as the basis and then adding that headline. So what we do here is we grab this. So I'm going to train it. What's the purpose of this? Again, guys, this is AI. So you want to train the AI on your style. How do you best do that? You give it the resources. So you give it the post that you've written, you give it the style you've written, and you go from there. So now we do this. We come up here for the 2 things, and we say, okay, let's pick whichever one looks best. So break free from analysis paralysis. Clock is ticking. Overcome the waiting game and seize opportunities. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take charge and make decisions. I like that. Unleash your business's potential. That's a Tony Robbins kind of thing. Waiting room to boardroom, transforming indecision to strategic action. Step out of the shadows. Timing is everything. Embrace your opportunities instead of waiting for perfection. Ooh, I like that. Unlock success. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making moves. I like that too. Stagnation. All right, we got some good ones. Action beats perfection. How to break free from the waiting room mentality. Okay, I like that too. Oof, there's a lot of good ones in that one. Headline options for dwindling revenue stream. Revive your business's finances. Reverse your stream, turning the tide. Overcome financial scarcity and restoring debt. Yeah. All right, let's actually just do both. Let's just go from that. So let's say action beats perfection. Let's say this. So scroll down, do the first one. Add this metaphor as the basis and this using this headline. And we're going to say this, and we're going to say action beats perfection every time. How to break free from the waiting room mentality in your business. All right, and then we're going to go up here, and the metaphor is this one. So we grab this metaphor, insert it here. So use this metaphor as the basis. We do this, and we go enter. Let's see what it comes up with on this. So cool, perfect. All right, action beats perfection. Now we're getting to the actual post, right? So what are we doing here while it generates this, right? What have we done? Well, the first thing we did was use the power of Chat GPT to give, and I'm using the free version on purpose, guys, so that you guys can use this yourselves for free, nothing to cost, right? To create information. First, we're using it to do research, create metaphors, come up with metaphor ideas that we can look through and see which one we like best, right? Regenerate again, so that we can see where do we find that. Once we finally find some metaphors that we like, that we lock into, that are perfect for battling the mindset and scarcity issues that we see, then we want to come up with headline ideas. Then we take those headline ideas, and now we're going to train the AI again on our post types. If you don't have post types that worked really well, what I would recommend doing is go look at your competition or go look at some industry leaders who have content that performs really well and use their posts to train it, right? And then you're just going to pick your best headline and your best metaphor, you're going to put it in, and you're going to let it start to generate a long form post. So now what we're looking at is this. So let's read through it. Action beats perfection every time. How to break free from the waiting room mentality in your business. Picture this. You walk into a doctor's office ready to address an issue that's been bothering you for far too long. You take a seat in the waiting room, expecting that perfect moment when your name will be called forward. You wait and you wait, convinced that the stars must align before you take action. Now let me ask you, does that approach sound familiar in your business? Do you find yourself treating every decision as if it were waiting in that same doctor's office, hoping for the ideal circumstance before you can make a move? It's time to break free from the waiting room mentality and embrace the power of action. You see, just like in the doctor's office scenario, waiting for the perfect moment is only going to lead to missed opportunities and stagnation. It's tempting to believe that the stars align. Everything must be flawless before you take the loop, but here's the truth. Action beats perfection every time. I like that it keeps bringing back in the core concept. Imagine if the doctor's office were run with the waiting room mentality. Patients would sit for hours, days, or even months waiting for the elusive perfect moment to receive their treatment. It would be absurd, right? Well, the same applies to your business. Waiting for perfection only keeps you stuck in a cycle of indecision. I love that. Waiting for perfection will only keep you stuck in a cycle of indecision. That's a perfect like one-liner piece of content for you to put out there too. I like that a lot. Break free from the waiting room mentality by acknowledging the perfect moment may never arrive. It's time to embrace imperfect action and make progress. Start by setting clear goals and defining your desired outcomes. Identify the actions that will do this. The doctor's office, you may find setbacks. Remember, the waiting room mentality hampers success. If you're waiting to do this thing, commit to action. Drop a comment below and let me know if you're ready to do it. Together we'll unlock new possibilities. I like it. I like it quite a bit. So this is great, right? And it's great because we found a headline that makes sense and a metaphor that we think that we can lean into. So in that sense, it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting before we ever get to that part. Now, we have other stuff here, right, on this prompt list. What else can we do? Well, what we can do is now we have the purpose of refining the copy until you're happy enough with it to post. Let's go ahead and fix that. We're happy enough to post it. So examples here, keeping the words exactly the same, but break it up so that there's no more than 2 sentences and paragraphs per, 4 periods per paragraph. Repeat this exactly, but add in appropriate emojis if you want to have that kind of stuff. Rewrite the post below, but tapping into the person's fear, anger, right? So emotion. Reword it as if Tony Robbins said it. You could also say stuff like, let's say, rewrite the post above, but with more personality, and add appropriate or add emojis where appropriate. So you can put stuff like this so that you start to get it to be more social media like. So it'll add the emojis in. This now will add personality. So it's going to say stuff like, all right, listen up, right? Now let me ask you something. It's going to just put this kind of stuff in here so it looks a little more social media like. So that depends on how your personality is and how the other posts you're looking at, right? For what you're trying to copy, mimic, what your audience actually results in, all of that kind of stuff, right? So take a look through and see what it adds for personality. Again, you could do stuff like rewrite the above as if Tony Robbins said it, right? Let's see what it says there. Action beats it every time. All right, my friends, right? So it's adding in that kind of stuff that it thinks it would say. Let me ask you something. Does this game sound familiar, right? Does that waiting game sound familiar in your business? You see, my friends, right? It's just adding stuff that it thinks, probably from reading a bunch of Tony Robbins articles and watching Tony Robbins videos and stuff, what it thinks it would say. It's a little more emphasis, a little bit more, we're friends, that kind of stuff. Unlock, right? Break barriers, take your business to extraordinary heights. That kind of stuff is coming from that. So you can add in fear, you can add in personality, you can add in tonality from different writers. There's all kinds of really cool stuff that you can do to refine the copy now before you post it. So as you do this, guys, and this is now postable. Any one of these things can be posted, right? What I want you to do is go through and make some of these posts. Figure out what resonates with your audience. These longer form posts don't often get the most engagement, but they are perfect, in my opinion, for changing people's perspective because people do read them. And it does change your audience's mindset and scarcity issues. So go through, generate a few, post a few, start to see what's resonating with your audience, and then come back and start to use these prompts, right, to try a little bit different writing style, a little bit different stuff to say if other people start to resonate with that. So guys, one more time, we're going to wrap that up there today. Hopefully you guys found this training helpful. Hopefully you can go out and start to really make writing content and posting content a lot easier for yourself. If you did find it helpful, guys, if you could, put your takeaways down below the video. And if you come up with some specific prompts that you would add that you think might be helpful for other people watching this content, if you don't mind putting that down below too, that would be great, just as a way to get back to the community and help one another out. Smash that subscribe button, guys, because next week we're going to be coming out with a wonderful video. We're doing this every single week, right? Maybe even soon I might start rolling out multiple videos per week if I can fit that into my schedule so that I can get even more content out here. So if you found anything that we've done valuable, we roll out shorts every single day, long form content at least once, maybe upcoming twice a week. And if you want to see those, if you think this is good for you to be able to learn, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are turned on. And if you feel like maybe dropping a suggestion for what you want us to do on our next video, what you want us to teach, I'm all ears. So go ahead, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.